Every year, millions of people make New Year's resolutions to lose weight or to get in shape or to eat more healthy or maybe to learn a new skill. In this episode, I'll share why making a resolution is so common this time of year and give you 4 things that you can do to help keep your resolution all year long. Hello again, I'm Larry Witzel with Ministry Insights from SermonView. Have you been enjoying this content? We'd love to hear from you. You can send an email to podcast@sermonview.com, or if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment and let us know what you think. I'm a big believer in personal growth, and as a pastor or church leader, I think it's important for you to regularly evaluate your life and your ministry and ask, how can I improve? How can I become more like Jesus? Well, it's that time of year when people all over the world make New Year's resolutions. Now, if you want to make a change in your life, the first step is choosing to make that change, which is all that a New Year's resolution is. You're resolving to make a change. One study found that 46% of people who made a definite resolution to change something in their lives were still doing it 6 months later. 46%. They also looked at people who said they wanted to make a change in something in their lives, but didn't make a firm resolution to do it. And only 4% of them had made that change 6 months later. So you're more than 10 times more likely to make the change that you desire if you resolve to do it. That's the power of making a New Year's resolution. So the question is, if you're going to make a New Year's resolution, is there anything that you can do to help you lock that change in? And according to some academic research, the answer is yes. So I'm going to give you 4 specific things that you can do to improve your odds of successfully keeping a New Year's resolution. First, decide on what you want as opposed to what you want to avoid. Define it in the positive, not the negative. So, for example, if you want to be more healthy in your eating habits, resolve to eat more fruits and vegetables instead of resolving to avoid dessert. Or maybe you've gotten in the habit of working on your sermon late in the week. It's better to resolve to finish your sermon by Wednesday at 5 p.m. instead of saying that I'm not going to work on it later in the week. According to one recent study, those with approach-oriented goals or focusing on what you want to do were 25% more likely to be successful in keeping their resolution than those with avoidance-oriented goals. Now, some goals are, of course, necessarily avoidance-oriented, a resolution to stop smoking, for example, or to stop drinking alcohol. But if you can frame your resolution as the behavior you want to adopt rather than the one you want to avoid, you're going to be more successful. Second, social support is so important in helping you keep your New Year's resolution. One study found that those who told at least one person, just one person, about the resolution were significantly more likely to have adopted that behavior 12 months later. And this aligns with Cialdini's principle of commitment and consistency. Those who publicly commit to something are more likely to follow through. We are social creatures, so telling just one person about your resolution and then keeping them updated is going to help you keep your resolution. Third, focus. If you want your New Year's resolution to be most effective, focus on a single behavioral change. There are a ton of studies over the years pointing out that self-control is a finite resource. Now, there are some things that you can do to incrementally increase this resource, like exercising and eating well, but overall, self-discipline is a limited resource. And that means if you want to make several changes, you're going to be more effective to focus on one at a time rather than making several resolutions all at once. So, pick a single New Year's resolution and focus on that. Once you've habituated that new behavior, then move on to the next one. And fourth, write it down. If you want to be successful at keeping your New Year's resolution, write it out. There's incredible power in documenting your intent in this way. One study a few years ago by Gail Matthews found that those who wrote down their goal were 42% more likely to achieve that goal than those who simply thought about it. So if you're serious about making a change in your life, write it down. I strongly believe in personal growth and reflecting on how I can improve my own life. Well, the new year is a great time for making a firm decision to make a change in your life. And if you want your New Year's resolution to be most effective, do these 4 things. Think about the change you want, not what you're trying to avoid. Tell at least one person about the change you want to make and keep them updated. Focus on a single goal in order to harness your limited self-discipline on a single change, and write it down. Do these 4 things, and you're well on your way to improving your life and becoming more like the person that God created you to be. Pastor, thank you for your work. With a new year comes a fresh start. So as Paul wrote in Philippians 3, forget the past and look forward to what lies ahead. Press on. God has big plans for you in the church that He has placed you in. So look where God is already working there and join Him in that work. He wants to do incredible things through you. And when you look back a year from now, you're going to be amazed at the work that He's done. So press on. I love you guys. I'm cheering for you. We'll see you next time.